Rising Paradise to DJ Screw, he most definitely did what he said, which was to screw the whole world.
Yes, and he actually did that. And like I said, I taught him how to take a R&B song and mix it with a hip hop song and blend it. Once it blended, it created a whole different unique sound. And when he slowed it down, it allowed him to take another record and mix it in. So he had sometimes three, four records going at the same time, and it created a sound that was never heard. And hey, man, it just made a lot of noise. And next thing we know, it was all over the world. So
Mm.
we sitting there listening, and if you get drunk, it sound even better because
Yeah.
now you're relaxed. You can hear it allow you to hear what the rappers were saying back then, and then it's mixed with R&B, and it was just a whole different feel. So people was feeling it. So what happened? He did that, and what happened was people stopped listening to the radio. So 97.9 The Box, they started losing their airway because everybody was listening to Screw. And back then they were selling tapes. So you couldn't find a tape in none of the car shows or none of the car places where you go get your radio put in or something. They was all sold out, flea market sold out. So now people is not listening to the radio. They going to buy tape decks, putting it in their car so they can go buy a screw tape. And you go buy screw tape, he got a line wrapped around his house, blocks, people trying to buy tapes. And that's all they was listening to. So what 97.9 did, they got in touch with Screw and said, well, can we do Screw music on the radio? So Screw said, well, man, let me think about it. He said, man, we have to. Everybody's really just listening to your music. Your music is the hottest thing in Houston now. So they did it, and they started calling it Screw Mad Hatter Today. And that's how that came. So now the box ratings come back up, and everybody around the world can actually listen to Screw at 5 o'clock traffic jam when they start playing his music. So and that's how that happened. So that's what gave him his big boom. Next thing you know, it's all over the world.
So sibling,
All the
so was it Mad Hatter who kind of pushed this idea onto
yeah,
97.9?
had a lot to do with it because he was one of the hottest DJs at 97.9 Box. So, him talking to the directors and stuff with Screw them, they made it happen. And that's how he become to come on the radio station. At the time, I was DJing at a place called Alameda Skating Ring, and I was getting ready to retire from that to get back off into my music. And I let Screw take over. And when he took over the skating ring, he screwed the skating ring up, and it became successful. It was just crazy. So you got people skating on slow music. It was just a sight to see. It was crazy, man. It was lovable, but it was just like you wouldn't believe that you have some people in the skating ring skating to slow music.
Is there any video footage of this kind of scene available, sibling?
Well, that skating ring that I did back in the days, they finally closed down. It's not there anymore. And that kind of footage, I would have to look for it. I might have some at home downstairs and a lot of stuff that I have that I kept over the years. And if I find it, I would definitely send it to you.
That is a classic. That's history right there. I mean, I can picture. I mean, I'm just trying to paint a vivid picture in my mind. I'm just hearing that Screw, and I'm seeing people skate around. That must have
Oh man,
been.
it was crazy, man. It was, and I was just looking at him. I'm like, man, I didn't think it would come to this, and that's when I knew it was getting big because now the whole skating ring changed. Everything changed.
Mm.
Music on the radio changed, skating ring changed, people driving around listening to cars changed. So now they start putting stuff on CDs. So now the Screw stuff is on a CD now. So it's like it just changed everything. All the major labels that was pressing albums, they started Screw in the DJ pool. They sending albums to Screw straight to his house. He didn't even have to go to all the major labels were sending all their stuff straight to him because what happened was they realized, well, if he get it and he screw it, we get more views and
Yeah.
we get to hear it more faster than the radio. How is that happening? Because the whole Texas was screwed up. So they said we got to get down here to Texas to get off into this screw stuff because it's bigger than we thought. So now it's a culture. It's so big. They even have a class on screw. It's just, you know, in the World Book records of it, and it's just crazy the way it just took off. So, you know, like they say, when you pass, you make more money when you're dead. So
It's the
it's
craziest thing. It's the
yeah.
craziest thing.
Now
But
they have they got the screwed up click clothes in Foot Locker now. So it's every Foot Locker got screws, shirts, hats, t-shirts, you name it. Anything that got screwed up click on it, tennis shoes, hats, towels, socks,
so
shirts, sweatpants,
so
name it.
has LD pardon self, has LD is LD doing this? Like who's doing this on behalf of SUC?
His sister.
Okay, give thanks. So it's still within the family.
Yeah, his sister's doing it. So it's like they still have a screwed up click records. Bob still running that place. They still go there, but it's just, you know, every day, every year and every day seem like stuff get better and better and bigger for this young man, and he's deceased. And I wish, you know, he was living to see this.
Oh yeah,
Because I don't really think he knew it was going to come like this. But, you know, like they say, I try to give people their flowers before they dead. You feel me?
indeed, sibling, and I'm pretty sure all the real ones around him was telling him all this already, man. He knew. He's just that he didn't actually get the chance, as you say, to physically experience the world embracing this year. Because I can remember, and I always bring this out when I have do these Texas series, 3 in the morning. That was the very first CD I got. It was the part two as well. I didn't get the part one. I got the part two. And I only bought it because of the pen and pixel cover. I was like, DJ Screw. I've heard the name. I don't know nothing about this here. And I tell you what, sibling, I pull it in. Actually, no, the first time I heard something, sorry, it was that ESG swanging and banging. That was slowed,
Banging.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, ESG.
And I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I got the 3 in the morning, and initially, for some strange reason, I didn't like it straight away. I like some of the songs, and then I think it was one day. This is something that used to happen to me back in the day. I would scrutinize things a little bit too much, but then if I just like, I'd say to myself, if I wasn't feeling an album totally, I'm gonna pull it in, and I'm gonna wash up or cook, so I can't interrupt it and let it play. And when I
Yeah.
tell you what, sibling, I let that 3 in the morning play, and that was jamming, and I was screwed from that day onwards.
Well, he used to get mad at me because he would say, why you don't, I don't ever hear you come up playing my music. I say, what do you mean? He said, I always give you the tapes and you never play them. Well, I was keeping the tapes because I knew they was going to be classic one day, and I didn't want to play them because I didn't want them to get messed up.
Hmm.
So all the tapes he gave me, I just put them up, and sure enough, my dream came true. So I have all the tapes that he gave me is put up in the garage. So it's kind of like people would ask me, say, "Hey man, I'll give you 2,000 for this tape. I'll give you 3,000. I won't sell them." I said,
Nah,
"No, I can't sell them. That's just something personal that I always keep, and I always told him I never get rid of them. I will always keep them, and they'll be framed in the house." And that's what I did.
definite, man. Mementos, man, and that is a physical representation of that time, of that moment, of that time when Screw had that conversation and said, "Yo, have that tape, sibling. Hold that there." You know what I mean? You can look at it and remember. You can probably even remember some scents that are in the air, whether some draw was being blown or if it was just some, you know what I mean? It will
Yeah,
take you back to that
right.
moment in time.
And there was there was a lot of music that I did over there that I forgot I was on actually screw tapes and CDs. And sometimes I go to the screwed up click records and tapes, and they'll be playing a song that I did, and I never knew I forgot I did it. And I asked Bub last week. I said, "You know what, man? What is that song you played when I came in here?" He said, "Man, that's a song you did with me and Screw a long time ago. I never put it out on the tape, and the song sounds so good." I said, "Okay, man, I got to get a copy of it." He actually gave me a copy of it, but yeah, it's so much music we did that we forget as artists that we did it. until
Mm.
somebody play it, you just walk in and hear it, and you hear your voice like, "No, that's me." I'm like, "Man, yeah."
I don't remember
My
that
mom
track.
tell me all the time, "What new song you did?" I said, "I haven't did a new song." Yeah, she'll play it for me, and I say, "Oh, that was years ago." So it's kind of like that's a good feeling also,
Mm.
because it
Hey,
makes you realize part of that way back then as the future is it's music have changed so much, and they still playing his stuff.
yes, yes. So did you actually? So the tapes that Screw was giving you, whether there's some of his favorite mixes, or were these personal Screw tapes for you?
Some of them that I have, they don't have, and it was certain stuff he did just for me because we both was DJs.
Hmm.
Just for me, and he would show me. He was actually showing me stuff that he had learned of blending hip hop and R&B together, and then he even got off into hard rock, soft rock, and hip hop. So he started creating neo soul and all of these type of genres of music. He would create to make it and sound different, and it had a different sound to it. So that's what made him Screw,
Mm.
because that's what he did. He took music and screwed it all up.
Definitely, definitely. Hey, going back to Rec Shop, going back to the Rec Shop days, and Big Mo, Rising Paradise. What was it like? As you said, the touring was good, the production was crazy over there, the talent was crazy over there. What was it like, in the studio with Mo, the bar baby?
Well, Big Mo was a really a loving big dude. He made you laugh. Uh, it was fun working with him because the type of lyrics that he would come up with,
Hmm.
he was a genius. His style of talking, his slur, or where he did his words on the track, that's what made him. That's what made him the bar baby. And that's what made him Big Mo. He had a southern feel, and he had a sound that nobody had, and that's when a lot of people catered to him. He was very humble dude, but he worked hard. Worked
Mm.
hard, and this is something that he always wanted to do, was do a Big Mo album, and he wanted the whole SUC on it. And he had the opportunity to get all of those guys on his album and work with so many people. I'm proud of Mo. I love him, and I always tell his mom I love her.
Mm.
She was in his corner. His brother was in his corner, and the Rec Shop Records definitely was in his corner. They did a lot of music together. And me and Mo did a lot of music together.
Mm. It was again that's what brought me. That's what kind of brought me into the Rec Shop family, was that bar baby. Um, and then the street sermon, that pimp tie, everything, the city under siege. I mean, what
Yeah.
was it like working with the everyday street gangster, aka ESG?
Oh man, those guys are really comedians. Mo and ESG, especially ESG. Them guys, Note D, they comedians. Sean P, Tight Eyes, Dirty Dollar. I mean, you name it, D got it. All of those guys are actually comedians and movie stars. Those guys, like when we did the Dirty
Dirty
Third,
Thirds, yes.
when we did the Dirty Third movie, nobody had acting skills. It's just that was them every day acting like that. So they just filmed it, and when
Mm,
they filmed it, it became out successful. And they did Dirty Third Part Two, and the same thing. We didn't really have to go get no actors for the movie. They got a couple of actors for Dirty Third Two. Even Scarface, when he played, he didn't have to go to acting school. Scarface played his part like he knew what it was.
mm,
SPM, he played his part like he knew what it was. And I have to give thanks to No D and D Rec and Floyd Dixon, all of those guys, Kingwin, Laura Freeman, all that whole crew was. I mean, it was a hell of a crew, man. That's all I could say. They all put their all into it, and everybody came over there for those movies. It pretty much seemed like they knew their roles, they knew what to do, they knew how to act. They wasn't shy of the camera. I guess because everybody looked at movies all the time, so they just really knew what to do. Just knew what to do. I didn't never get a script. I just did what I did. I know No Deep didn't get a script. The guy that didn't get a script, and he played very excellent as Sonny Bobo in the
Yes,
movie.
Sonny Bobo.
Right, and then ESG, he was just a character. Period. You know, Blue Note. It was just unbelievable. So a lot of the stuff they filmed, it was kind of like we were surprised of ourselves when we sit back and watch the footage and they put it together. We didn't need no script. So D-Rex said, you know what? All of y'all natural talent, we don't even need a script. Let's just go film the movie. And that's what we did. And it come out perfect. Both of them.
It did. I mainly remember one. I don't really remember number two, to be fair, or I may have not seen it. To be fair, I'm sure, actually no, I did. How quickly did two come out after the first one?
After who?
After the first 33rd, how quickly did the second one come out?
Oh, it was even quicker because we already knew what to do for the second movie. I mean, they wrote scripts, but half the time we didn't even look at them. They didn't look at them. They just shot the movie. Everybody was characters and comedians on that whole label. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny how that happened. I guess God worked in mysterious ways. It's kind of funny how that happened, the way we all came to the label. Everybody just came to that label. And D-Rex did what he had to do. You know, it was hard for him because he had a lot of personalities to deal with. Mm-hmm. And I take my hat off to that young man because he made it happen. I know sometimes he couldn't sleep, but he made it happen. So to have that many artists, and most of them were screwed up click artists on that label, and to deal with that, you had to have, you know, a good personality and kind of understand all the different mood swings that those guys had over there. But we always put it to the side and always handled our business, and we talked about it and fixed it. We never did too much get into it. It wasn't never no fighting over there at that label. If we did have a problem with somebody, we just man up and take that person out and we, you know, talk it over. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of coached a good label. Rec Shop was one of the hardest independent labels in Houston, besides Rap-A-Lot. So it was a good journey over there. I can't say nothing too much really bad over there. You know, we had fun. I had fun. It was a blessing to experience that. It did kind of put me out there a little further in my career. I just give thanks to everybody over there and all the artists that I work with over there. Mm-hmm. Some of them I'm still working with today.
Give thanks. Hey, all right. Little O, the fat rat with the cheese. Rat with the cheese.
Little O is brilliant. He had his own thing going, but he worked with a lot of screwed up click people. Little O did his thing. He always had a good show. He always showed up for stuff. I can't really say nothing bad that I know about him. He always treated me with open arms. Mm-hmm. And like I say, the same with me. I always treated him right. I have nothing bad to say about him. He was always a good person. Every time I seen him, he was always about his business. And he put out good music.
Very much so. Good music constantly. From that Blood Money to, listen, classic. That Players Get Chose sibling, right? How Rising Paradise, Mr. 3-2, Wicked Buddha Baby. Like,
yeah.
What was it? What was it?
3-2 was a good person also. He was very talented. A lot of people don't know. Him and Snoop Dogg had a lot of business together. He taught a lot of West Coast people how to rap. He showed Pimp C a lot of stuff in the game for us on the rap tip. His writing was phenomenal. He was just, I mean, he was a beast in writing. He was a beast in the way he said his words. I remember when they was in this group, I forgot the name of it.
Convicts, Big Mike.
Convicts, yeah. He was with the Convicts. And him and Grandpappy, the only ones in Houston, had 3 rap names. 3-2 was Mr. 3-2, the Governor.
Yep.
That's something else we used to call it. It's at the tip of my tongue. But he had 3 rap names. And Grandpappy, he had 3 rap names. He had Grandpappy, Mafia Soul, and what's the other name? Grandpappy, Mafia Soul, and Big Steve.
Big Steve, I was gonna say, yeah, that's Big Steve, right? Rising Paradise, Big Steve
Yeah,
as well. Damn. And
yeah. We call him Grandpappy Mafia Soul and Big Steve. So
mm,
him and Pat was best friends, man, and they did so much work together. Some of his stuff is we still got a lot of raw stuff on him and Pat that we never put out yet. That I know in the future they probably put out some stuff. I got some stuff on a lot of them that I never put out when they was in the studio with Screw freestyling. Sometime I catch them in there freestyling, and tape always was on record because I was pretty much the engineer over there with Screw out building his stuff and making sure things sounded right over there. So that's how I got a lot of stuff from them guys. But yeah, man, those guys was incredible. I mean, there's so many of these guys is screwed up click now. There's some of them you don't even know until they tell you. Our group had everybody want to be a screwed up click member.
you
But
already know the thing, sibling, Screwed Up Click and SPC was some formidable clicks
well,
within
actually,
Houston.
Point Blank and Screw was on the same label, so
Big
those
time.
really set it off. And K Reno, those guys really set it off for SPC. And then Screw came. There used to be another Screwed Up production before it was Screwed Up Click, and then he changed it to Screwed Up Click. So it was SPC and SUC. So all of those guys was in the same era of music and doing the same pretty much stuff. But since Screw was on the turntables and was working and slowed things up, his career took off bigger.
Yes.
But SPC is big too. They make some noise. So every shows that I've been to, it's been sold out. So they pretty good.
Already, man. Already foundational flipping foundation, the foundation of Houston right there, man. With a collection of so many different, and as you say, we got the SUC new generation, we got the SPC 2K new generation as well.
Yeah, man. Mr. Greg and LD has got screwed up tapes, screwed up records and tapes, and they is putting a new screwed up generation, and a lot of those kids is gonna be off the chains that I've seen them working with. And Mr. LD is doing a very good job. Mr. Greg is doing a very good job over there at their company. So it's like y'all gonna start seeing a lot of new stuff coming ahead in this year. And the screwed up click is still a screwed up click. The ones that's living is still holding it down, like C Note and Botany Boys, and like I say, youngster Flip, Zero, all those guys, Kiki, Big Pokey, Mike D. Street Military, all those guys are still working together. They working together, man. They just willing. I mean, you name them. ESG, the ones that still living, that's a screwed up click member. They're still working. They still put music out. They all get along, and that's what it is. I can't say nothing bad about none of them because I work with all of them. So
ain't no plex sibling. There ain't no plex going on, man.
If it is some flex, they keep it to the moms themselves, which they should do. But me, I don't have a problem with none of the SPC members, none of the screwed up click members. I work with all of them.
So you mentioned
work with J Dog, work with Slim Thug, you name it.
Tug on that North.
All
right then. So since you brought up the North side and your third boards, what was it like for you when Michael Watt started to do in his chopped and screwed?
Michael Watt always been a fan of screws and always been a fan of the SPC and the screwed up click in that culture. He always been a fan of that. He always showed respect. He always played our music and chopped it up. So I can't do nothing but give him respect. Working with him and that type of stuff. He kept it going, and that's what we needed down here for him to keep it going. Bub at the screw shop to keep it going. LD to keep it going. Dope House Records when they used to have Screwston to keep it going. So everybody that had a part to do with Screw's element to keep it going, I give thanks to all of those people. I give thanks to my daughter, the R&R family, the Red Shop family, the Rap A Lot family, you know, anybody in Houston, Texas that is doing something to keep this culture going. I give them respect because, like I say, Screw give you the last shirt off his back. He didn't have no flex with nobody. He upped everybody. So, and that's why it's so strong. And that's when it's a big culture down here now. And it's going to forever be that way because the way they care for him, and the way he cared for people, Screw will give you his last dime. And if he had 50 cents, he'll give you 45 of it and keep the rest. That's just the way he was. That's just the way he was.
And everyone says that that Screw was a very humble,
The
humble,
realest on the
giving.
planet.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's one of the realest on the planet. You never caught him arguing and fussing and cussing at nobody and none of that. You never see that. He was always laid back, and all he wanted to do was just make music. That's it. He just wanted to DJ, make music, and just let the world hear his creation. And it happened. So it's like it's happening as I speak. So that's what it is. So that's when everybody showed the man love because if it wasn't for him and if it wasn't for them
yes,
on the Screwed Up records and rapping in his studio, it had never been a Screw. I want everybody to know that in the world. The Screwed Up clique made Screw who he are today. Because it wasn't for us rapping and him screwing it down and putting it out there, the world would have never known what we created. So it's all of us in one what made Mr. Screw the biggest DJ probably in the world today in this world.
agreed, agreed. A conglomerate,
So,
a
so
conglomerate.
me as an artist, I give every artist in Houston, every SPC artist in Houston, and every Screwed Up Click artist, and other artists in Houston, Texas, period, around the world that support DJ Screw in Houston, Texas, of the culture of the music that we put out today. I give them all a 100% credit. And hey, y'all keep doing what you're doing because that's what we do down here is make music for the world and we screw it up. And that's our culture. And that's what we do. That's what we listen to down here.
Definitely, and it's
And it
spread
can't
across the whole
happen.
world.
So, even you down there, it don't happen. With this interview that we doing,
Yep.
means a lot to me, and it means a lot to my daughter and my company and Screwed Up Click and SBC because y'all is getting a taste of our culture, and we really appreciate that.
And listen, right back at you, sibling. As I say to all of the guests that have come on here, especially in this Texas series and the New Orleans series, the music that y'all created shaped and molded some parts of the aspect of who I am as a man today. You know what I mean?
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank
Seeing,
you.
well, not even so much seeing, hearing some of the mistakes that somebody may have made, the stories that were told. Like, I don't want to go through that, or some of the uplifting things. Some of the when you're sad and you've got that song that just makes you happy. All of those emotions that generally listening to especially at that time, early 90s up to the mid 2005, there was a plethora of emotions that you could be gaining from these albums. You could put an album in and it
Man.
was just a nice slow jam. You could put something in and you could just get yourself a little bit more hype. You could put something else in and you're going to go to the gym and work out. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Right. And that's just what we did. It was, I guess, whatever emotion that he was feeling that day, that's what he made. If he felt like somebody needs something uplifting, he made it. A lot of people don't understand. Screw even screwed up gospel.
Mm.
So it's like he tapped country, he tapped, heavy metal, he tapped soft rock, he tapped R&B, he tapped just hip hop. He even tapped jazz. A lot of people don't know that.
Where can we find examples of some of these? These only on tapes, or is this out on?
Some on tapes, and if you listen to some of the Screwed Up Click CDs, every now and then you'll catch one where he's just screwing up jazz, and it's just I told him that because I told him, said that's how you find the element of music. If you listen to jazz, And that's what helped me sing as an artist and my daughter sing. We listen to jazz. We listen to jazz. We listen to that saxophone and we listen to just the groove. And it just puts your mind in a good frame mind and it just relaxes you. It opens your mind up and it's notes that you can imitate and hit that when you hear a keyboard or jazz instrument as a sax or a flute or a string, we try to imitate that. And what that does is just help your vocals. It helps you kind of really just hit the right notes and the right element of music. And that's what allows me and her able to do multiple songs on any kind of genre music. We can adapt to it. But if you don't train yourself for that, or you don't train your vocal cord, then yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to hit it. As a singer, this is an instrument that me and her use, and we keep it in tune. You have to keep it in tune. You have to exercise. You know, you just don't. Most people think, oh, well, he was born with it. Yes, I was born with it, but just because I was born with it, that don't mean I can't. I have to keep it in tune.
You gotta train it.
Sick, if you get sick and lose your voice, you're out of that. It scares most singers because they don't think they're gonna get their voice back. So that's when we have to be careful as artists, as singers, and that's everybody around the world that sings. They be careful and they're very sensitive about their vocal cord.
Well, you've got to train it. You've got to warm it up. You've got to exercise it. You know what I mean?
Certain foods you don't eat, like a lot of hot stuff, a lot of acids I stay away from. And with us being on this conversation, I'm just gonna get this to the world. If you're a single, lemon is a quick fix. Stay away from dairy products. When you get ready to sing on stage, don't say nothing that whole day before the show. Stay away from dairy products. Just the only thing that keeps your voice the way it needs to sound is just room temperature water. And if you go to the doctor, they'll tell you that. Shut up and just drink room temperature water and just be quiet. And your vocal will come back.
That's a jewel there from the legends. I know they heard Sibling, but trustfully, they're gonna be listening to that gem he gave right there.
Yes, sir.
So as we wind down this build, Siblings, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Did you ever do any work over there at Rap A Lot with Lil J?
With Rap A Lot, I did some stuff over there. I did a song with Scarface over there. I did some stuff with Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah, 3-2 and Billy Cook, which is my nephew. Everybody that was on that label that got off that
sibling. Whoa. Billy Cook's your nephew.
Yeah, my sister, he's in our family. My sister was married to his dad.
Man, another talented brother. I need to get him on.
His dad brother. So
yeah.
Little, I used to coach him how to sing, when we used to stay right next to each other. He used to come over and I used to, help him sing stuff and he would help me too, but he was younger than I was and he would hear some of the notes I would hit and ask me how I do it and I show him and we just worked sometime all the day. We just all day just singing at each other, and it came out to be a good thing because he's a blessing. He's a good R&B singer also and rapper and writer and producer. So Billy Cook is one of the coldest in the game too.
Hey, Sibling, I've just had a brainwave, right? Family album.
Family. Actually, the whole Cook family is phenomenal.
This is what I'm saying, Sibling. Y'all need to come together. Billy Cook, all y'all, Spencer family, and do a whole album. You know what I mean? Throw some of the SUC on there as well for some of the rapping elements.
We're gonna make that happen for you guys because you're not the only one to have told me that, and it's a lot of people around the world want to see Ronnie Spencer and Billy Cook on a song together, whether it's a Christmas song or whether it's an R&B song or whether it's R&B hip hop. They want to see it, and me and Billy talk. We all gonna come together because, like I say, his whole family, everybody in that family singing, they all phenomenal. I mean, they vocals is off the chains. You have to hear Nate. You have to hear Chris, you have to hear Billy. I mean, man, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable when you hear them. And my sister's husband, he was a singer too. I remember he used to sing in church, and when he get through singing in church, 15 people joined. That's just how beautiful his voice was.
Wow.
His favorite song was "Cool Water," and it was like, man, it was a gospel song, but the
I
man
know
can
it.
sing.
I know it, sibling.
Yeah, so it's like it's in the family. So we all sing. I think my grandbaby finna sing because she sung to me the other day, and I was really tripping out on it. I said, man, look like she's gonna sing. So yeah, she's gonna sing. I can't wait till she get older and start really just singing where I can really just hear the notes, but they there.
Okay, you've got the raw element right there. Another 10 years, and we're gonna have a little the third generation releasing an album and shit.
Oh yeah, and my
Yeah.
daughter's working with her already.
I can imagine.
Working
I
with
can
her
imagine.
already. I
I
mean, when I had recorded her heartbeat and recorded her first cry, I still have it. I'm gonna do a song for her, but it's gonna be nice. But yeah, she's something else, man. She's already trying to sing.
mm, talk a little bit about Black and Killer Hole, 20 to Life.
20 to Life was really some good young men with me in my career. We did a song called Mama. Uh,
Yes. Heavy
it-
song, sibling. Heavy song.
yes, that was. As a matter of fact, I met him about a couple of months ago. I seen him in the club that we was having an event in, and they was so happy to see me because I hadn't seen them in years. And working with Black and those guys, man, it's just incredible. Black kind of sound like Scarface to me, but
Mm.
man, those guys, they still rap. They still good. Yeah. When I seen them, they said they doing a new album. I told them I'd jump on it for them. They say great. And those guys were some hard workers, and everything they put out was nice.
Confessions was the last album I got, which was in oh 05, was it maybe? It was before,
I
it was
think.
05 or before, and then obviously the album before that was Hustlers Don't Eat, and you was on that one, right? That's that where Mama was on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's classic, sibling. Hey, number hits, man. Like Big T, Rising Paradise.
Yeah, like I say, 20 to Life. Those guys is very talent. We are gonna join together and do some more music. I talked to them and they ready. I'm ready.
Mm, looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to that. Well overdue. I think, uh, trustfully, in 2021, we're going to be blessed with a lot of good music from some
Yeah.
classic artists. And if they're not so much necessarily classic artists, they're coming off the shoulders of classic foundational Houston, Texas artists. So I am very much looking forward to seeing what 2021 holds musically.
Yeah, I have a lot of new music finna come out that's finna hit 2021. I do have like 5 or 6 songs for the epidemic. It's talking about the world for people. I think everybody's gonna like that little album that I'm just gonna put out there for them. I'm probably do a couple of videos and put it out before my album actually drop. I'm doing an R&B album and I'm doing a hip hop R&B album. So be looking forward to see that. My daughter also is dropping an R&B album and a hip hop album. I think a pop album, if I'm not mistaken,
Pop.
because she have a lot of. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
So they're
100%.
focusing on out of this year. So I hope it's her year. God blessing us. Just like I said, we believe in God first. I hope everything works out good for her. On her new project is coming out. They just about through with it. I think it's gonna be amazing. I think everybody gonna love it, and that's what's happening. It's gonna be a lot of new videos on her. Uh, we're gonna do a movie. There's a lot of stuff we got going on, and
Mm.
I can't wait till it's out.
Hey, sibling. 25th year anniversary DJ Screw. Amazing event. How did you feel it went?
I think it went successful. I mean, there was a lot of people on tour, and there was a lot of people uh, didn't make the film that should have made the film, but God bless them. I know they had a lot of stuff to do, but with the people that did show up and did what we had to do, it was successful. It's a lot of people didn't get in that movie because of the time that they wanted. I think they only gave us like 60 minutes or something like that. But the place was packed. Everybody was there to everybody film. I think they're gonna do part two. Everything. Hustle Town did a real good job on it. I can't complain. I did a lot of songs for it. My daughter did a lot of songs for it, and there was a lot of people come out of the woodworks to get in there to do that for Screw. So the people that you didn't see in it, they do have film on some of those people. I don't know if it's going to be on the second set, but I do know they're doing a second set of it because there's just so many people trying to play to that event. So that's what happened. So yeah.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Um, Anything else you wanna get into before we wind up? I've got two very last questions for you, sibling.
Well, I just want to let everybody know. Look out for R&R Entertainment. Look out for Mad Onyx Studios. Right now, those two companies, which one of them is mine, is gonna come out with a lot of hot new music, and they got a lot of new artists that is on those labels. Just gonna hit the fan. Also, P. James, look out for his record label, and they coming out with a lot of new stuff. Also, it's just so many people that I'm working with this year. I'm working with my band, Funky Fingers, Barrel Wolf, Corey, all of those guys. Um, like I say, the screwed up clique generation, new kids, and the new generation of that. I'm working with those people. Working with my daughter. It's just a lot of stuff that I got going on. It's gonna be a busy year for me. It's gonna be a busy year for my daughter. But long as God keep us healthy and safe, we're gonna give you the music.
Indeed. Most high willing, most high willing, and also most importantly, your works and your actions. You know what I mean? Because ultimately you got to go through it. You got to do the thing.
Right. Gotta do it. That's when you gotta stay healthy. So, like I said, I put God first in my career and God first in my daughter's career, and it's up to him, and with his blessings and know-how. So I guess that's gonna give me my blessings.
Definitely.
And hopefully that the world can hear some good music from R&R Entertainment this year.
1,000 sibling, 1,000. Have you had fun this today?
I had a lot of fun today. This is a good experience to talk to you guys and give you some literature and some information. And for the world to hear that, it's a blessing. And like I say, God bless you and your company, and bless everybody else that's listening. And like I said, y'all keep God first and stay healthy, stay safe, and stay away from Corona.
Most definitely, man. Stay diligent. My very last question for you, sibling, is we know now a little bit more about the legendary Ronnie Spencer. So tell us who you are, but don't tell us your name.
Okay. Who I am is I'm a great person. I love music, like I say, and I love to shoot pool. I love to play instruments, and I just like to be happy and have a blessed day. Very spiritual, very humble, very lovable, and that's it.
Nice and simple. Nice and simple. Like it, sibling. Where can the if they're not already following you on social media and whatnot, where's the best place for people to get hold of you?
Facebook, Instagram, um, Twitter, all the social network outlets. All of my stuff is tied into Facebook, and all of the other social media outlets is tied into my Facebook. So I just deal with one. That way you can reach me there, and that's it.
Cool. And as I'll make sure I'll put links below to the Facebook and to the Instagram if people want to do that, and to the Twitter and all that there.
And you can go to the R&R page. My R&R page is Ronnie Spencer R&R Entertainment. You can go to that page. and catch me there.
Okay.
Also, the new song that I'm gonna do, that I'm gonna put on the album, is the one with me and Ronnie Isley.
Wanna? Is that an exclusive announcement right there, sibling? Yeah, eh?
So that separate everything, man. Me and Ron Isley did do a song. It's an inspiration song, and the name of it is called "Hold On."
Yeah, man. Looking forward to that, there. Looking forward to that. So if you ain't already subscribed to Ronald, go over there. Sorry, to Ronnie. Spencer, go over to the Instagram, go over to the Facebook, go over to the Twitter, connect. There'll be a link below to the R&R website. Hit him up. A lot of new stuff that's coming for 2021, man.
That's right.